Hey, everybody. So, this is Dina coming to you from a very empty and a little bit sad Amityville Apothecary. And I am sort of here by myself behind the counter. And what we're going to do today, for those of you that purchased the kit, is we are going to make our inner peace healing candle. So some of you have actually gotten the kit from us. And if you still want to do that, you can. You could watch this recorded. Right now we're live. And that way you can make it at a later date. So if you are on the stream right now and you want to say hi so I could see who is here, that would be amazing. I have some hot tea. I have some people wondering why I'm in my shop, so I hope they're not going to be, hi, Susan. So I hope people aren't going to be like turning me in because I'm in here by myself because there's a lot of like crazy vigilante people out there. Okay, so let me just see. Okay, so we're all good. So this is what we need. You need your purple candle, your pull-out candle, and you need to put some paper underneath your work surface, okay? Because we are going to be digging into the candle, and we will, I'm trying to see if I can like come this way, maybe a little bit better. This light is like very aggressive over here. It's just like cutting a shadow. It is what it is. I'm wondering, can you see everything okay, Susan? Or should I get another light and put the light, I'll get the ring light and I can add more light here if you think that'll be helpful. I don't know. Let me know. So put some paper down on your work surface. You're going to need your candle. Take it out of the glass and just set the glass aside, okay? You will also need your class materials, which is your herb and glitter mix. You're good. Okay. And your vial of oil, anointing oil. Okay. You can use a scissor. Hi. Hello. Welcome. So glad to see you. So just setting everything up. You need all your materials. Go ahead and take your candle out of the glass. Set the glass aside so you're not knocking into it, knocking it over. You can take a sharp scissor. I like to use a pencil or a pen that no longer works to carve. There are tools that you can use, but honestly, we all love these the most. You can literally, I'm trying to find the other one that we often use. So we use that one. We use this one. So you can just take like a mechanical pencil or a pen with a fine point. Here's one. This one's like not even used anymore, where you're not going to use the pen or the pencil anymore as your carving tool, or you can also use a skewer. I would suggest like a metal skewer. I don't know like if a if like a whatchamacallit, like a wood one is going to work. I've never tried it. So I'm going to use this mechanical pencil. So before we get started on sort of the meat and potatoes, also make sure you have your template here, okay? Because that's what we're going to be working off of. So first I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a background on candle magic. We work with different colors of candles to bring in what we're looking to bring in or take out what we're looking to take out. So this candle, which was designed by Frank, who is a reader here, is done in purple, right? So what's purple? Purple is a combination of red and blue, right? Red and blue make purple. Red is the color of focused manifestation and of a renewed energy, amongst other things like passion and sexuality. But for the purpose of this inner peace candle, we're using it for focused manifestation and renewal of energy, okay? The blue is for protection, and it is for peace, and it is for fortification of the aura. When it creates purple, it's bringing in balance and happiness and also a little bit of psychic visioning. So the creation of this candle is to help us have peace within ourselves, especially during this difficult and trying time. we are going to carve onto this candle the goddess. And the goddess has the triple moon, okay? Representative of maiden, mother, crone. Unity, cooperation, and participation with creation. The cycles of purity and youth, love and nourishment, and then fulfillment and cycles. So the idea with this is to come to an understanding that life is all about cycles. So there's the grand arcing cycle of our lives, right? From birth through to death. And then there's all these mini, almost like microcosm cycles in our lives as well. So finding a connection to a releasing and an understanding of these cycles and a letting go. And then finding the connection to our inner divinity, sinking into the present moment so that we can be well, right? We can be well when we're in the present because we're not having anxiety of the future or worry about the past, okay? So that's the intention. So we can, if you want to, and I don't know if we need to do this for the purpose of the video because we'll be here for a really, 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 really long time. But a lot of times, if there are areas of the candle where you don't like the way it looks, sometimes it gets textured, you can actually take a sharp scissor and you can scrape down, you see how I'm doing this, the candle. And scraping down the candle, actually we could do this pretty quickly if you want to do this. Scraping down the candle basically just gives us it works better if I actually have the candle hard on the surface. It gives us like a very even surface to work on. It's a lot of work. Honestly, if you've ever had Frank make you a candle, he will do this. And I'm like, how the hell did you just carve that candle down so quickly? It takes like a surprising amount of strength. So if you want to do that, you can. You have to have, a pretty sharp scissor or a paring knife. But I will cut myself with a paring knife. I feel like if you've been in the service, if like my grandfather can peel an apple or a potato with a paring knife, he was in the Navy. He was always in trouble. So he always had to peel potatoes. And he was like the type of guy, like he would peel a green apple before he ate it and would get it in like one spiral. It was like just the coolest thing. So I sort of just took it down a little bit. Oh my goodness. It's fussy over here. And really all that does is it just gives you a nice sort of clean surface. You could do the edges if you want, like this. I'm not looking at you guys, and I'm looking at this because I'm working with a sharp object, and I don't want to cut myself live on YouTube. Maybe I would get a lot of viewers if I did that because it would wind up like in some type of gag reel, but that's really not what we want to do. Okay. I'm just going to get this little edge here. Okay. So, of course, I put some paper towel down, and I literally, doesn't matter, I got it all over the place. Okay, so step 2. 2 ways you can carve on the candle, right? If you want, you can cut this. Okay, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. You can cut and tape or hold the design like this. If you're using a skewer or like a smaller knife or I guess sharp scissors, you could literally go into the design and make a light scoring, okay? Like that. And then what's going to happen is when you are done doing that, you're going to start to see some, I don't know if you can see it, some of like the pinpoints. You can do that, okay? Or you can just freehand it. I find for me, it's a little bit easier to freehand because honestly, remember if you've been into any of our lives on Instagram, intention trumps everything. And we're going to be burning this. So if it's not perfect, we're burning it. So it's going to be done and then we're going to burn it and it's going to carry our intentions, whether it's 100% perfect or not, because nothing in life is perfect and we have to give ourselves allowance to just create and be in the moment. So you want to have one side of your candle is going to be for your divine goddess. And then the other side, you're going to have the words peace, healing, and peace going down vertically. Okay. So I am going to start with my moon at the top. Danielle is like literally blowing up my phone. That's okay. Danielle is one of those people. You ever find that? Where there's two types of people in this world. There are the types of people that will send you one very long message, and there's a type of people that will send you about 1,009 messages at one time. So your top moon, I'm doing first, and the top moon almost looks like a smiley face. Can you see it? I know the lighting is sort of meh. You see a smiley face? So you're going to do the smiley face at the top. Okay. Then what I like to do for the goddess is do one side of the figure and then do the other side of the figure. So I'm going to, if you notice, there is the swirl at the top. So I'm going to do the swirl and then make the side of the figure and then I'm going to come down. And then we're going to add the curly cues, or they're actually the roots, rooting our intention down last. Okay. Hi, Claire. So just get all of your materials. We literally just started by making the top moon of our design. Okay. And just make sure you have your oils and stuff. And of course, this is being recorded and it's going to be at the end. You could watch the whole thing. So also, if you guys want to take your time and not rush, you could rewatch it as well. So here I go. I'm going to start with the right side because I'm right-handed and it's easier for me. So I'm going to do the easy side first. Now, when you're doing this, I'm starting off by just going really light, and then I can come back and go harder, okay? So just for the purpose of sort of like scoring out the design, and I'm going to start on the right-hand side and do my swirl. That's almost like her hands, bringing prayers up to heaven, and then coming around, and then going in for the waist, and then out, and then in, okay? So it's almost like a wavy line. And you're going to see that mine literally, you could barely see it, but it's not perfect, and that's okay. Because as I said, we're burning this at the end. Then I am going to do the other side. Oh my goodness. Everybody's deciding to blow me up today. I'm going to do the other side, and I am going to start at the top and do my swirl. I'm going to come out. I'm going to come in. I'm going to come out. And I'm going to come in. Now, I recognize that carving into wax, the first time you do it, if you've never done it before, it's hard. There's not a lot of control, okay? And we're using like pencils, we're using ballpoints, we're using skewers, okay? So it is what it is. As I said, it's not perfect. So now I'm going to go back in and I'm really going to start pushing into the wax, and you could just do a little bit at a time. And you're going to notice that as you're doing it, you're going to be removing wax. Okay? So I'm going to be removing the wax with my sort of push down mechanical pencil point. And again, if you want to go back, do the moon again, you can do that just to make sure like you could have them sort of the hands going up to heaven, representing the prayers going up to heaven, sort of meeting. And you're going to start just pushing into the wax. I have to tell you guys, it's like it's so quiet in here. This is like the quietest it's ever been. Somebody's calling here now. Daniel? Hi, I'm live on YouTube, honey, doing the candle carving class. I do. Okay, that's fine. Don't worry. I could shoot you an invoice. Don't worry. Okay, bye. Jeez Louise, you guys. Like, people know me. Do people have LoJack on me, like tracking devices? Like, what's that about? So it's really quiet here. All right, so I'm pushing away. I hope you guys are following along and doing this. Okay. I'm going to go one more time on the right-hand side. Literally, like, I have a LoJack on my body. People are finding me. How are customers finding me like this? I don't know. It's fine. Okay, so now I'm going to do the other side, the opposite side. And if you feel like you need to turn the candle around, orient it the way that works best for you. On this side, I'm actually going to start on the bottom and work the opposite way, because honestly, I'm a little bit like, I have to have the carving on my right-hand side because I'm writing. That's just me. If you're more artistically inclined than me and you could do it the other way, more power to you. I cannot. And just, again, follow that score that we just made on the other side. So the herbs that were selected for this candle are lavender and rose. And of course, there's glitter, which I feel like, why do we use glitter in magic? Well, I was told that metallics, anything where there's a metallic or a shimmer, like an ore coating, it means that there are angels present or there's a connection to source or God. That the upper chakra and the upper beings of our highest of good and of love sort of reside in rainbows and metallic. So, okay, so that makes a little bit of sense there. Glitter and magical workings is also used to bring like a power boost to our magical spells. So bringing a boost to our prayer for inner peace and connection to source at this time. The oil is Yamaya oil, which Frank Bruni had formulated for the apothecary. And the Yamaya oil is an oil of surrender. And she is, I believe, an Orisha of the ocean. Okay. So now I'm going to go and do the sort of the head, which it's basically, you could do like sort of like a heart with like a loop in the middle, like an upside down heart with a loop as her head. And I'm putting that right in the middle of the two upended swirls. I don't know why people are screaming outside. Everybody's supposed to be home, but it is what it is, right, you guys? Okay. And then in the middle, a circle, almost representing the womb of the goddess and of finding the divinity within. Okay, so see, it's not perfect. There's the circle. And then below that, another half moon. So we did one at the top, as above. Now we're doing one below. So as above, so below. As within, so without. And now we're going to do one on the right-hand side and one on the left-hand side. And again, feel free to make them as big or as small as you would like. Okay. So I'm going to do This side. And as you're going, just dusting off those curls of wax that I just flicked right onto my computer keyboard. You can see this is our first class, so not the most technologically fancy here. Shooting on my iPad, on my iMac, not my iMac, my laptop, MacBook, whatever, you guys know. Okay. My shop is literally so quiet. Okay. Okay. So I have the four moons, the top, the bottom, the left, and the right. And now I'm going to add the roots at the bottom, grounding our prayers into Mother Earth. And that doesn't have to be super fancy, or you could curl them if you want. And you could do 3 on either side, 2 on either side. It's really up to your preference. Okay. How's everybody doing? Hope you're good. Okay. So, okay, lastly, there's some curly cues that just bring the energy out from our goddess. So I'm going to do those now. And again, you could just place those where you would like. Okay. Mine just look like a bass clef. Forever the musician, you guys. Forever and ever. Okay, I'm going to do 4 on either side. And again, you can do it lightly and plan out your entire design and then go back in and start removing and messing, and not messing with, but pushing deeper into the wax and removing. You want it pretty deep because you want to be able to get the herbs and the glitter into the crevices that you're carving. Okay, so I'm going to do the other side. I think my kids have finally gotten into this homeschool cycle. My son did a lot of work today. He's 10, he's in 4th grade, and he is not about it. You guys are doing good. It is relaxing, right? Art is so therapeutic. And this is art, but it's prayer and it's ritual and it's intention. And it focuses our mind on something else. And that's really why it's so beautiful to do this, you guys, because we could take just some time out of the crazy unknown that we're all experiencing right now and just drop in and connect. And that's so important, right? This can be meditation too. I actually did a little bit of watercolor today because I've been working so hard on Instagram and uploading new photos to the website and just like making sure everything is running for everybody. And I'm like, I have to just take a moment for myself to just create for the sake of creating. Just doing it and then let it go. So important. Okay. All right. So my goddess side is actually done. Go a little bit. Let's see if there's any places. Just give it a check. Make sure there's no places that you can go just a little bit deeper to make sure the herbs and the glitter fit in. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to fix her roots a little bit. Can go a little bit deeper. because they're at the end. I couldn't get them super deep. Okay. Now, something that isn't on the paper, but you could feel free to add. You could add your name across the top or across the bottom. You could add the symbol of your astrological sign. So I'm actually going to do that at the top on the side opposite of the goddess we just carved. I'm going to put the sign for Libra. I'm a Libra. So right across the top, I'm going to put my Libra sign. Again, I'm going to go lighter and then I'm going to go deeper. And this is just to bring your energy into it. You could also, if you don't want to put your name, you could put your initials. I think I'm going to put my initials right under the Libra sign. And if you don't know what your astrological sign symbol is, just Google it. It is, you'll find it right away. It's just you like, you know, astrological sign symbols, and they will definitely come up. Okay. So I just did the Libra sign, and now I'm going to do my initials. And again, starting light and then just digging a little bit deeper. And this is all about your personal magic, your intention, your prayer, your candle. You customize it, okay? So I'm going to go back in on my initials. I have to tell you, like, holy cow, I'm feeling it in my wrists here because I'm really digging into this candle, number one. And number two, like, I don't write so much. Really, everything is so digital all the time. Okay, so now I'm going to do peace, healing, peace. If you don't want to do 3, you could just do peace and healing. It's up to you. I actually made my goddess pretty big, so I don't know if I'll be able to fit 3 words, but I'm going to do 2. I'm going to do peace and healing. So I'm going to write my peace. And again, I'm going to do it first, and then I'm going to go back in and dig it in deeper, carve it deeper into the candle. Peace. Well, maybe I can fit it. We'll see. Let's see. H. Make sure you don't check out here. That's something I would do, check out and do a typo on my candle. Always, my brain is always going one step ahead of everything I'm doing, like a typical type A. No, I could fit all 3. I'll do peace, P. Okay. So I have it, the initial carving. I'm going to go back in now and carve it in deeper. And then we're going to get to the messy, tactile, fun part. It's hard to believe. For a lot of us, you're at week 3. For me, it's week 2 because we had been operating the shop very limited. The week where where the kids stopped school, we still were open a little bit. And it's amazing how, for me anyway, I feel like I've like fallen sort of right into this like liminal space routine where time, aside from coming on live for you guys or on Instagram, that like time almost even doesn't have meaning. For me anyway. I know a lot of you guys are doing your job from home, and obviously you have to show up to that. And so time is keeping meaning for you, but it's been very strange for me, not having to be at the shop with regular hours, or even my kids. Some schools I hear they're making the kids check in at a certain time. My kids, it's just sort of like whenever they do the work, they do the work. It doesn't matter what time it's done. And believe me, my kids are turning into vampires and I'm turning into vampire. We literally went to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning last night. It's not good. By the time we come out of this, we're going to be having some major life adjustment. I'll tell you that. I can't wait to hang out with you guys. Okay. So I have my peace and my healing. You know what I'm going to do? This is a little bit low budget, but I'm going to do it. Hold on. I'm going to do it. Let's see. I'm going to put my flashlight on. Since the lighting is shot, that doesn't work either. It's a little bit better. So I have my peace and my healing, and I have my goddess. So I'm all carved. You can see sort of how deep I went there. Okay. So now what we need to do is we need to get rid of the wax. So any of the wax that sort of fell onto your surface, I want you to go remove it. I'm just going to put mine to the side and put a new piece of paper down. Okay. And now put your candle on the paper. So when we do candle magic, when we are looking to call energy into ourselves, we're going to push the herbs from the top to the bottom. When we are doing magic where we're looking to remove something from our lives, then we're going to go from the bottom to the top. So in this case, we want to bring inner peace in, stability in. So we're going to go from the top to the bottom. Okay. So the reason why I asked you to switch the paper on the bottom is as you're rubbing the herbs in, the herbs are going to fall to the towel or the paper, and you could keep reusing them. So give this a mix because the glitter settles to one side. So we want to mix the glitter up, okay? Now we use lavender. Lavender is for stress relief. It's for dream recall. It's for happiness, and it's anti-anxiety. We have rose, and rose is feminine energy. It is intuition. It's attracting. So again, attracting inner peace, and it is cleansing and clearing, believe it or not. Okay. So mine is pretty well mixed. So now this is where you get a little messy. I'm going to take some of the mix and I'm going to start pushing it into my candle. Do you see how it's sticking into where, oh my gosh, when you do this, is anybody else smelling this as you crush and give some, it's like when you cook and you activate herbs, it's releasing the oil that's in the rose and in the lavender. It smells peaceful. I don't know if anybody else is getting this like I am, but it is absolutely delicious. Oh my goodness. I didn't know this was going to happen. This is a surprise. I'm doing it the first time, just like you guys are. Frank made the demo candle. So this is just so fun. All right, so I'm going in a downward motion. And now look at how the herb and the glitter is getting stuck in the carved out design as well as the words. Make sure if you added your initials or your astrological symbol, you're getting it in there. I'm taking it. I didn't finish my packet yet, but I'm taking it also from as it falls so it doesn't go to waste, I suppose. I'm going down. Frank also likes to just take it and put it right on the candle. But I'm putting it into my hand because honestly, I love the way it smells as I do it. So delicious. Making sure I get my goddess. And as you're doing this, just think about bringing inner peace into our lives. What does that look like for us right now? You know, it might look a little bit different than what we expect, how we've experienced inner peace before. You know, we're in a cycle. We're in a change cycle. Working with right now, Moonstone is the stone of the moon. And it's also about cycles because the moon governs the tides. And sweeping tides speak of change. And so now it's a beautiful stone to work with right now, to let go of any fear between change in life cycle and about new beginnings. Okay, so I'm pretty good with my design here. So now I'm just going to wipe down, going from top to bottom, the edges of the, so just taking the herb off of the blank parts of the wax. If it doesn't bother you, that's okay too. Okay. And now what I'm going to do, such a good experience, so lovely, is I'm going to take some of the herb that fell, and I'm going to put the herb in the bottom of this glass. Now we burn our candles. There's a couple of ground rules. Okay, the first ground rule is, we all know this, you never leave. Oh, Susan, it's fine. If it's triggering your allergies, it's okay if you only do a little. It's fine. Or if you have like other glitter and you want to stop the herbs, you could replace it and just do a straight glitter into the grooves too. That's totally acceptable. Okay, so never leave a burning candle unattended, right? We do have herbs on our candle right now. And herbs can burn, right? And light up. So if you notice, I'm going to put a couple of the herbs on top of my candle. But if they do catch on fire, I'm just going to make sure I'm watching it because I'm not leaving it unattended. And I'm just going to push it over. So that way if it catches, it'll be okay. Now I'm going to take my dressing oil, my Yamaya oil, and I'm just going to pour the oil along the edge rim. And you're going to see it's dripping down of my jar. Okay. If you don't want to use all the oil, you do not have to. Again, if it's too much on your allergies, I love the way it smells. We sell it in rollers for $15 on the website right now. And that's it. So pretty close to Frank's drawing. I got pretty close. I'm pretty impressed with myself. Okay, so I like to cut the wick. Okay, cut the wick down. You don't have to. Obviously, you could just burn it. And, you know, when it's time to light your candle, I would sit in focused intention, calling in inner peace, calling in compassion for yourself, calling in any divine wisdom that you need to receive at this time, and calling in a releasing of stress and worry and the need to control something we cannot control. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and light my candle. Now, you could also do any prayer of your own at this time. If you have a faith structure you'd like to call in, you can do that as well. Frank will do the sign of the cross over his. I don't connect with that. But again, there's no right or wrong because intention does trump everything. If you're watching this video on the replay and you do not have the materials needed to make this kit, it is the Inner Peace Candle Kit, okay? Lastly, you can do a little bit of a grid around your candle on your altar if you'd like. I had picked amethyst, connecting to source, connecting to our crown chakra, and connecting to peace, as well as celestite, which is connection to the angelic realms and our spirit guides. I'm actually going to tilt this down so you can see. I have clear quartz to raise the vibration of our prayer. So in this case, on the north-south axis of the candle, I'm going to place the amethyst. And on the east-west, I'm going to place the celestite. And then I'm going to place the point of the quartz facing in, because the piece is for myself. If this was for world peace, then I'd put the points outward, but this is for inner peace, for peace within ourselves. I'm going to go ahead and just have the quartz hold the intention and ask that they individually and collectively raise the vibration of peace within. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments right now, and I can sort of guide you through it live. Lastly, before we leave and while I'm waiting for your questions, if there are any, never blow your candle out. We use a lid that I sort of glued a mason jar lid. You know how like the middle part sort of pops out? I have the crystals on the bottom. So I don't have it in the candle. I have it around the candle, just like that. And then so wherever you're going to be burning your candle, I would put the crystals around the candle, not in the candle. I mean, you could do that if you want, but these are really big for that, okay? So, and you don't have to just use these crystals. You could use quartz. You could use moonstone, amethyst, celestite, selenite would work really well. Blue calcite, seraphinite. So there are so many crystals that would work well for this purpose. So yes, if you're obviously don't leave your candle burning unattended. When it's time to shut your candle off, use a lid or a saucer or a candle snuffer to put your candle out. You don't want to blow out your candle. The only candles we blow out in our magical workings are birthday candles when we make a wish. Okay? You guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have beautiful candles. Please take a picture if you're on Instagram. Yep, I already answered you. Please take a picture, pop it on Instagram or Facebook, tag us. We want to see what you've created. We'd love to see the candles on your altars or where you practice your devotion. And there's no right or wrong way to practice your devotion. Again, remember, intention trumps everything. I hope you're well. I hope this brings you relaxation and peace. I love you guys, and I will see you all soon. And thank you so much. Bye.